two Puerto Ricans and a Black Girl. Today's girl talk is, can men and women be friends? Mm-mm-mm. Soon to find out. I am the dope widow.
Hey guys, I am the love guru.
And I am the lifestyle diva, and welcome to this episode.
Woo, a hot one.
I love this question because this always comes up. So, of course, I always have a question, but the topic is a question. So, I was just thinking the fact that we have to ask this question makes me go, So, what do you guys think?
I seem to always answer your questions first.
Want me to go first?
Yeah, go ahead. Let's change it up.
So I personally believe that a platonic coexistence is a facade, right? Because I really don't think that it could really work. I feel like underneath that surface, there's like some type of sexual tension from one part. I just feel like there's going to be some underlying not attention, but attraction there. I don't really feel that it could really, really work.
I see.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I'm gonna disagree with Gigi today. I definitely think a platonic relationship between a male and a female could definitely work. Uh, I think if you guys grew up together as friends, or uh, you have like your parents are friends, and one of your uh, mother's friends or father's friends has a son, and you guys grew up together, I don't think there would be a romantic attraction, because you guys know that it's kind of like a family kind of friendship or a kind of family relationship. And eventually it will evolve into you guys becoming friends when you're adults. So if you have that understanding with that male, um, I think that it could work. I don't think that we are so desperate that we cannot be friends the opposites and just be friends. Um, and then again, I think if you have your partner, like, you would be respectful to your partner, and you can all then be friends. It's not just you and this male person. But I think overall, I think I would be able, so I can speak for myself, I think I would be able to be friends with someone of the opposite sex. I used to, growing up, have a lot of male friends, just because I found women to be, and girls, I should say girls, I wasn't a woman yet, but young girls, I found them to be very catty, and I found them to be very mean. So I always liked to hang out with the boys, because they didn't have that jealousy, and they didn't have that, oh, she looks better than I do. No, it was just a friendship. We laughed, we hung out, we joked. So it was a platonic friendship. But as an adult now, I don't have the male friends. I don't.
I just feel like eventually, maybe not as young people, but maybe in your 20s, 30s, as you get older, I kind of feel that eventually, if an opportune moment presents itself for some romance, that one party will try to explore those options.
And you don't think that if you let them know at that moment, like, let's say that person does try to explore, and you let them know, listen, this is not, the kind of relationship that I'm looking for with you. I don't want to explore to see where this goes. I really love you as a friend, our family, or we have been friends for X amount of time. And I think this will be detrimental to our friendship if we were to be sexually involved, or, explore love emotions. You don't think that that person would respect that? I think as adults,
They
maybe
will respect it.
when you're growing up, yes, maybe they wouldn't respect that. But as adults, I think that we would
They're gonna respect it, but still that urge to want to explore is going to be there. That's where the question is, can you really just be friends? I think at a certain point. Go ahead, Michelle.
I I agree with both of you guys made really good points. I think that Jackie said something poignant when she said that she could be friends with a male.
Mhm.
Like on my talking to my male friends on doing some research on this, just to get a male's perspective or how they thinking. That's what they said. A woman can be friends with a male, but a male always has in his head underneath thinking that when the opportunity
Mhm.
arises, I'm going to take the chance. I
Mhm.
even had one person, I'm quoting them, say that they only have good looking girlfriends. Like it was like, how do your girlfriends or your girl? I only have girlfriends. No, he said I only have girlfriends who I'm attracted to.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And then I'm gonna read you one more what this person said, because I just was like, you know what, I know what I think, and I really don't know if, because like how you were saying, G, that tension underneath. And then once you, like what you would say, Jackie, once you point out to them, if they try to make a move on you, once you point out to them, can y'all still be friends now after that?
Yes.
You pointed it out. And I think that we may stretch the word friend. Like maybe they not really our friend. Like, do you spend intimate time with them? Do you talk to them about, do you share hopes, dreams, and all that kind of stuff with them? Maybe they just really associate and we calling them a friend. So, but this person said, male friends always want to beat. They just waiting for the opportunity and weakness patiently. That's from a male.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I still question that. Like, I have childhood friends where we were just platonic friends. It was just a friendship. Like, they never crossed the line. I never crossed the line. And like I said, I hung out with mainly guys. I really didn't hang out with girls. My circle of girls was small because, like I said, the cattiness.
Mm-hmm.
So and I have to say, like, they never tried anything, and I never tried anything because we knew we were just friends, and we were dating our own people.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what these guys were saying. I'm not saying that I agree with them,
Well,
or
I'm just saying that's weird to me because I've never experienced
because
that.
they didn't let you know. They said, I was looking at this thing by Tony Gaskin. He was saying a man will wait 20 years, 10 years, and it won't say anything that he's liking you. You know what I'm saying?
That's
It's just waiting for the opportunity to show itself.
Exactly.
And what I was thinking too, like this is another scenario that I was thinking. If you are in a relationship with somebody and you've had a friend for 10, 20 years, and now you are with somebody, you're in a committed relationship with them, and they don't feel comfortable with that, how do we handle that situation?
Yeah, that's difficult. Maybe you could bring them together so that they would meet each other, and maybe your significant other will start to feel comfortable with this person being around, where you're including him in things that you guys do so that he can see, you know what, it's just a platonic friendship. I'm sure that's not gonna, go over well with every male or every significant other, but I think that's one way that you can handle the situation, just by introducing them, hanging out with them, inviting that person over, or you guys going out with that person. And then maybe your significant other will see that it's just a friendship, a solid friendship. There's no romantic interest involved from either side. um, I know several people that have a relationship or are married, and she had a male friend, and now she's brought that male friend into their marriage, and now all of them are friends. My sister and my brother are like a true example of what a healthy marriage is. And my sister has had male friends, and they have included them into their marriage, and now all of them are friends. My brother-in-law has also had female friends. Being in the military, you meet a lot of people, and not always the same people, so they've brought different people into their marriage. And God bless them. They have a beautiful, healthy, long-lasting relationship, marriage.
And the friends that they brought into the relationship, were those friends with someone as well?
I was gonna ask that.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Not every. I don't believe. I'm not gonna say 100%, but I don't believe that every person they brought into their marriage had a significant other.
Right. 'Cause I was going to say I can see that working too. You know, where you're now couples are friends, and I think that that's healthy for couples to be friends with other couples.
They do. They do. They go on vacation with like their friends and their husbands. So that is amazing. But we're talking about a single person being brought into the marriage. Well, that's what I'm talking about. So and they make it work. So I mean, it can work. It depends on who you are, who your spouse is,
True.
What kind of relationship you have, what kind of trust you have. It's a lot. There's a lot of things that go into you saying, okay, honey, this is David, and I want to bring David, he's my friend, and I want you to meet him. So it talks about a lot of who they are as people, and I think a lot about security in oneself, in your marriage or your relationship. I think if there's a lot of factors that go into play.
See, for me, I'm thinking along the lines of, if you have a female that's a bestie and that's a friend, I don't want you spending more time with your bestie than you're spending with me. Because for me, that's going to be a problem, especially if it's a female, or even if it's a male that's your best friend. If I want to have quality time with you and you're opting to be with your friends more than you're opting to be with me, that's a problem. And then if it's
keep it 100, G. If it's a woman, you more aggravated.
If it's a woman, that's even more concerning. Like, okay, what's the problem now? Okay, I get that she's your bestie, but in my relationship, I'm expecting my boy has to be my best friend. So that's where the when friends can you be more than friends? I want to be a best friend. I wanted to start off with a friendship that developed. Yeah. So for me, that would be a little concerning. And I think one of the questions I had is probably alongside that. Should a man in a relationship have a female friend as a bestie? So that's along the same lines like what you were stating. And I don't know, because I remember one time, and it's not like I'm jealous, but still, what if the bestie is like sexy? And what if I'm muted?
You're human.
Oh. And I'm like,
The thing is, though, you can't control that. How do you control who's his best friend? You can't. You just came into the relationship and they've been best friends, because a friendship relationship, to call it a best friend, has to be a relationship from way back when. I mean, you just don't meet somebody in a month and you're like, that's my best friend. So they have to have had this relationship previously before you came.
Of course.
So how do you tell him, like, I don't want her to be your best friend? Or you can't say that.
But I would want to be included in things. You're not going to spend.
Oh, for sure. Now, I agree with you. Now you have to. Now that you're in a relationship with somebody, you have a best friend that's of the opposite sex, male or female. You definitely have to include this person and things that you guys do, and not all the time, because that's what your relationship is. Y'all have a friendship. Y'all like to hang out together and do things together, but they need to know that they're not separate. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not trying to hide anything from them, because then that's what, especially on women, that's where the insecurities can come in, because we're so emotional. I don't care what you say, like a woman, like if your husband, your boyfriend is spending, going to the movies, going shopping with this girl, like stuff that's what they used to do as friends before you came along, you're gonna be like, damn, he going shopping with her, he going to, because
and I'm home? Oh, I don't think so.
Right. Right. Because that's what they used to do, before you came along. They went shopping together, they went food shopping together, they went to the movies, they did this, that, and now you're here. It's like, okay, do they stop that? No, but do they include you and kind of maybe pull back a little bit? I think so, just out of courtesy and respect.
So too. And then
I think they should fall back a little
Yeah.
bit. I'm not saying that it needs to cease, but I think
Right.
that the amount of time that you spent before now is not going to be the same amount of time. You know why? Because I'm here.
Exactly.
And yes, you could hang out with her, you can, do whatever, but we're going to regulate the amount of time. We're going to discuss the amount of time that you're going to be spending with her, because, at the end of the day, she's still someone of the opposite.
Exactly. But I was doing some research, right? And on a real study. And there was a study done on men and women who are friends. And what the finding was that men were much more attracted to the female friends than vice versa, is what they found. And so men in their head think that they have an opportunity because women are gentle, we're caring in nature. And so they may interpret that as, well, they like me. They might be interested. Where the women are able to separate, but men were unable to separate. And it was more with the findings, but that was pretty much the gist of it. And so, I found that quite interesting.
But that's funny that is that was a finding, actually tested a study, because like I said, the men that I talked to, that's what they said. Like one of them was like, yes, a woman can be friends with a man and not thinking anything other than that. But even in he was saying, even in a man's head, even if he's strictly platonic with you and has been, he's thought about it in his head.
Yes,
the thought was there in his head, whereas with us, we don't even think about, oh, what if I could get with this person, or like, you gotta check this thing out with this brother called Tony. His name is Tony Gaskin. I don't know if you ever heard of him. Yes. Check, he has on YouTube a whole thing about, can men and women be friends, and he was like, no. But
so Mimi, you still haven't told us what you think. Do you think men and women can just be friends?
I do. I think that we can just be friends with them, but I do think in their head they're always thinking that if she slips, I'm in there.
So my next question is, have you ever been attracted to a friend? And if so, have you acted on it?
Yes.
Really? Do tell.
Says the one friends.
Because, you know what? It was something that happened that wasn't really expected. It was funny because, oh my God, I'm gonna tell on myself. It was funny because we worked together for a long time, and I was really young. I didn't even have my children then, so I was young. We worked together for a while, probably like a year, and like we were really just friends. Like, very cool guy, but very cute guy, very popular guy. And just one day, like, I walked by and he says something slick, and I turned back and I said something slick, and we hung out. But nothing happened when we hung out. Like, I didn't tell him that I liked him. He didn't say that he liked me. We just hung out as friends. And then one night, when I was growing up, I would spend the weekends at my cousin's house in the Bronx. And so that weekend, I went with my friends and my cousins, and we spent the night in her house, in my cousin's house. And we would having a couple of drinks. And when you get a little liquor in your body, you get all crazy. And I was like, should I call him? Girl, and let me tell you, I'm telling my age. I was like, should I beep him? Because of the
right.
I was like, should I beep him? So they would like, your girls be like, yeah, go ahead. They would like, so I called him. He came over to my cousin's house. I remember it clear as day. We were sitting in the kitchen, and we were just talking, and my cousin kicks me under the table. And she's like, you don't have something to say? I was like, no. What do I have to say? And he was looking around at all of us like, what the hell are these girls?
Right, what did I walk into?
What did I miss?
Right.
She was like, I thought you had something to say. I thought you was going to tell him something. I was like, no, I don't. And embarrassed, just like a young girl, I run out of the kitchen. I go to the room. And lo and behold, when I come back, my cousin had already spilled the beans. She told him,
of course.
And yeah, that night, he was like, so, I heard that you like me and this. I was like, yeah, but I didn't know how to tell you, all bashful and shit. And, that night we became more than just friends.
But see, he shot his shot on you. He was waiting for an opportunity to shoot his shot when you walked by that day, and he did that to you, and then you reacted to when he shot his shot. He was like, oh yeah, I got an opportunity. So that's what I'm saying, that the men that I told you, they always said that men are always waiting for that opportunity to shoot their shot.
They can keep it cool,
right?
As long as you give them that window of opportunity, right? Because we both experienced the relationship very differently.
Right.
In the head, like you said, is one thing. We're thinking something else. Give them that window. They're gonna jump right through that window.
And he had this thing where he called, and I would never call anybody ugly, but this is the word that he used. Tony Gaskin. He said that if a guy thinks that a girl is ugly, or he thinks that she's untouchable. So the untouchable girl is the girl who's like this girl he put on a pedestal, and he just thinks so much of her that he's not even gonna try to touch her. Then the unattractive girl, we'll say, is the woman who that's not his type at all. He's not attracted to her, so that's why he could be friends with her.
Wow,
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's quite interesting.
Yeah, I never thought of that.
Yeah.
All right. What about you, Michelle? Have you had a friend?
No. Who was
so fishy?
Who was just a friend, and who was a friend, and I was attracted to them? No. Not a friend. Like, no.
Where you guys
were friends,
and then you became something.
I'm trying to think. That's why it seems like I'm scheming over here, but I'm no. I can't say,
I had a friend.
You had a friend, Gigi?
I had a friend, and we were cool friends. Movies, play basketball. I can't play ball. Play basketball. I could even spend the night, sleep on the same bed. Like, we were friends. And then one day,
so you thought?
One day I was like, oh, wait a minute. On my end, I was like, I think I like this friend.
It was you this time.
This time it was me. I shot my shot way too late. They had moved on already. That was like, why didn't you tell me earlier?
Oh, man.
Yeah. But, I believe everything happens for a reason.
Right.
I'm okay with that. But yeah, I did. It's probably only once. And like Jackie, I've always had a lot of male friends. I mean, they used to call me this boy in high school. I was always with the dudes. Always cool with the girls, though, because I'm just that person. I'm cool with everyone.
Right.
Limited female friends as well. But I had a lot of male friends that, as we got older, they did try to hit on me.
Right.
After I kind of grew out of that little stage, and it's like, oh, wait a minute. She's looking a little cute. She wear a little clothes. She's not TLC no more because all my clothes were big. Yeah. And so if I would have given them an opportunity, that friendship would have changed.
Right.
But we were friends. I had a lot of male friends growing up as well. So I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it's okay to make a new friend of the opposite sex?
Well, I was waiting for somebody to ask that.
Married.
Say it again, honey.
Do you think it's okay for your partner, male or female, to make a new friend after you guys are in a relationship? So let's say if you're married and all of a sudden your husband or your partner is like, yeah, you're talking on the phone more. You have this new friend that you don't know. What are your thoughts on that? This new friend all of a sudden.
No.
We're not welcome. No new friends. No
new friends.
No new friends. No. No, I mean, yeah, go ahead, Jackie.
if we meet them together, like if we out and we go to dinner, and or we're sitting at the bar and we meet this female and we both befriend her, I don't have an issue with that. But where he meets her on his own and does not inform me about this new friendship, and starts a side friendship without, no, I'm not okay with that. But to be totally honest, no, after we're in a relationship, I don't want him making any more female outside friends. That's it. No, I don't.
Like, what is that about? Unless it's where, and I wouldn't even say friends, because like I was saying, people use that word too loosely.
Acquaintance.
I wouldn't even say friends. Like, if you're in an industry of work where you're always around a lot of meeting people, and you're doing business with people and you're forming relationships, yes, okay, fine. But I'm talking about a friend where now you're talking about you're going to be going out and hanging out with this person and doing.
Yes, because a friend, you have to invest that time, right? It's
that's a developed relationship. That's why it's so tricky, when men and women say, "Oh, this is my wife, husband," or "This is my because that person is developing a relationship with this person with that doesn't include any sexual tension or intimacy, and that means that they're just falling for them with conversation, with with stuff like that, and that's
really intimate. I have to say that. That's where the
I meant sexually. It's not sexually intimate. Like when you take that out and just get to know the person intimately and just get to know their mind and what they likes and dislikes, you're actually you're developing a relationship with this person. You're falling in love with them.
But that's what I'm saying. It doesn't have to be said.
No, it don't.
Everything intimate needs to be sexual.
Exactly.
No, but what I'm saying is that.
I understand what you're saying.
Okay.
I understand what you're saying. That is more dangerous than actually having sex, because
right.
You have that heart, that mind,
your emotions are invested. Sex, to be honest, sometimes it's just sex. You both want to get off, and you know what? Right time, right moment, and you have somebody there. You get off, and more power to you if that's what floats your boat. But when you invest the time in talking to somebody, those hours on that phone or via text or via email, when you are giving advice, when you're listening, that's intimacy.
That's right.
And that is a bond that's harder to break than you just having sex with someone.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Those when you say that you have a work husband or a work wife, and you're married to somebody, you should not use those words, work husband and work wife, because you're doing too much right then. Like that intimacy that you're building with that person outside of your wife that's at home is not something that you should be engaging in.
No. And that's the reason why I'm not really comfortable with my future husband you can have female friends, and again, it's not because I'm jealous and things like that. If I know them, we hang out together, that's fine. But I think about, what if our relationship is on the rocks a little bit and you leaning towards this person? Those emotions can easily turn into, she's paying attention to me, she's listening. Then in your head, psychologically, they may think, oh, I think I like them. And then the next thing leads to another thing, especially if the female may already be attracted to this person or likes the qualities of this person, or may be in a bad relationship themselves. It's just kind of tricky.
You don't have to be in a bad relationship. It's just like anything. A piece of candy is very interesting.
Yes, it is. Yes.
It doesn't have to be that your relationship is on the rocks. It's just brand new.
It's brand new.
It's brand new. Their interest is brand new. Their questions are brand new. And a lot of the time, when you are, when men are in a marriage, or we are in a marriage ourselves, because men are not the only ones that find those friendships. Women also.
We do too.
We do too. But what I was gonna say is that we sometimes, it's about, sometimes you get bored. You paying the bills together. you have kids together, you have a dog, you have all types of these get on your nerves.
Yeah,
And so you start bickering because did you pay the car bill? Did you pay the phone bill? Listen, we can't do this because are you saving? You're not saving. Like we argue about these things, and when we find somebody else where we're not arguing about those things, that becomes very interesting.
It's
Yeah.
refreshing.
Yes, it's refreshing. It's new, like a new piece of candy.
But it's new, and you don't have that foundation in those years build that you think that, okay, this person is better, but in reality it's not. They're just listening. They haven't experienced you in the fullness.
Yeah, well, that's where the saying comes: the grass isn't always greener on the other side.
It's not.
You know, it looks beautiful when you first meeting. They, you know, they have everything you want, everything they wish their wife would have, and you know, she listens to me. My wife doesn't even listen to me. She doesn't even ask me how my day was. So you know, they get caught up in that, and then you know, eventually it's not what they think it is, and that's why a lot of marriages fail because of that moment of weakness that we as women have or that men have, you know.
But that's why
we can't feel uncomfortable in being brutally honest with our partners and telling them, this is how I'm feeling right now. This is what's going on. I feel like you're being neglectful in this area, or I feel like this is happening, because that's only reason that new candy looks good and tastes good. It's because she's filling some void that you're not giving at home, or vice versa. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's like that rule. I don't know what it is. They said it in Why Do I Get Married? Like the 85-15 or whatever.
The 80-20 rule.
80-20, right? You know,
80-20.
Yeah. That 20% that she's given that you about to mess up with your partner on, because you know what I'm saying? Like, so that's why you have to be so honest and open, and you know, so that's why I'm actually looking forward if a relationship comes my way now, because I feel like I know how to function in a relationship better now. I would know, you know, how to handle situations that come up better. You know, I would be more honest and transparent, speaking about my feelings. Like, I was not a person who always, you know, oh, I love you, oh, babe, that was great. You know, they need to hear those things.
I did. I was seeing, and I'm the opposite now because I was always so transparent with my feelings and expressing, and always so like affectionate,
right?
And trampled over that, and sometimes they didn't give it back,
right?
So now I don't know how to do it anymore because I didn't practice it. Wow. And you know, I was doing it so, you know, with my partner, and he wasn't giving me that. He wasn't acknowledging my feelings. And so now I've held it in for so long that I don't know how to do it now. Right. You know, so that's one of my issues, that it makes me feel so uncomfortable that I want to cry. If I can be really honest.
But I understand, oh sis, I understand that what you just said. So like that, just because I was just talking to somebody, although I say that I would be more transparent and honest and with my feelings forthcoming, I haven't been in a relationship for a while now. So I'm so comfortable in how I am now. I don't even know if I really would be functioning, know how to function, I should say, or feel comfortable, like out of my space, my everything. Like I don't like to give. You have to give some of that away when you're in a relationship. You have to give away your time. You have to give away some of your space. That's what a relationship calls for. So you can't say that you're going to be in a relationship and say, oh, I can't see you Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Well, damn, bitch, when you going to see me? You know what I'm saying? Like, right. Like, you can't have a relationship on text messages.
No.
That is, you know what I'm saying? So you have to
spend some time. Hard. It's so hard.
It is, Jackie.
It was hard for me to give of my time. I felt like they were infringing on my free time.
Right.
On my time with my children. Like, I didn't want to give up any of that space. And at first, I didn't even want to invite that person to be around my space. I was like, this is mine. You're not going to take any of this. This belongs to me. Like, I didn't want to give away, and it's not power, but I just didn't want to give any part of what I had now. I didn't want to give it away because I had given it away so much, and they just destroyed it. They didn't appreciate it. That now, like, I was holding onto it so tight.
Mm. I just feel comfortable in my space now. It's just that it's not that I was, you know, whoever the person I was with didn't appreciate. I don't know. I just feel so comfortable in my singleness now. It's just like, but I know you can't build a relationship on text messages or just, you know, so I know that if it's the person, I will pray to God, you know, help me, help me through to let these walls down, you know?
And I'm in a whole other space.
Come on, Gigi, talk about it, girl.
My walls are down. I'm ready for the I love you, the ooh baby babies.
That's so. Are you
furniture around?
It's beautiful.
Are you free with your words? Does it make you feel uncomfortable? Do you have some type of guard?
I did have a guard. I did have a guard in the past. Because I was hurt, I was guarded.
See, but the reason I ask you is because your situation is totally different from me and eyes.
Yeah.
That's why I'm asking, did you have a guard? Like, there was, I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to speak for you, but for me, I would think that there will be no reason for you to have a guard because you weren't hurt by a man. You understand what I mean?
Well, my guardness, being guarded in past relationships, because I was hurt, yes. Not necessarily because being guarded of being a widow, but some sense of me is guarded from the sense of loving and you know, and losing. Yeah,
you don't want that to happen again. Yeah.
And then he says, not necessarily to death, but just giving my heart again. But I'm still open to it, and I'm very loose with my words. I'm very affectionate with my words, with my actions. That's just me, and I'm in a whole different place that I just want to love because I know what it is to love and lose. That I just want to love and make every day as best as humanly possible. Because, you know, I truly don't know if tomorrow is the last day.
But that's why we as people, we just, you know, we can't take life for granted at all, you know, because it's just here today, going tomorrow. Even with us, like friendships, like just little things I like to do for friends or just checking on you during the week. Like, you can't check on somebody when they're not here with us anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like show people love while they're present in this time and day. So that's why I think that I'm definitely more like that now. Like, I'm always constantly, especially with my daughter.
Come on.
You having a new flash?
Yes.
Yeah, you know, so I just think that, you know, it pays for us to put those guards out. It's a job, it's work, you know, especially once you've been hurt. But life is so short, and this season that we in now really proves that how your life can be just transformed from one day to the next. So you got to really love on people hard while they in your space.
Absolutely, I agree. I just hope that it becomes easier for me.
Yeah, for sure.
To speak, to be more verbal about my emotions, and I only say that because we talked about this in a past episode, our 5 love languages, and I told you guys I have a little bit of all of them, but my main love language is words of affirmation. And I want to be able to reciprocate that onto my partner or my significant other. You know, men also love to hear, you know, you look handsome.
They want to feel wanted too.
You know,
for sure.
They need those, or, you know, you're so courageous, or you're so brave. Like, I see these qualities in you. Like, they also need that to feed their ego, so to speak. But so I really want to try and make the effort to be more conscious to provide words of affirmation. Not because that may be his love language, but because I know that at the end of the day, that's you know, another form of love, and everyone needs words of affirmation, whether that is our main love language or not. we definitely love to hear that we're beautiful, because I love to hear that I'm beautiful. We love to hear that we look nice, or that we're smart and we're strong. We're brave. I love to hear those things. That feeds my soul. So I would like to also be able to feed, my partner's soul.
And us knowing that, that's why we have to, like you said, make the effort to try to do that, so that someone else is not feeling that void, especially another friend, and especially another friend of the opposite sex. She should not be making your husband feel those feelings. You know what I'm saying? You should be, Brazil, you gave me the only eyeballs, like. But you know what I'm saying? So, just us saying this out loud right now, I'm just listening like, yeah, I mean, like, that's our job to do that.
No, it definitely is. And, we don't want those women on the outside to come in and take over what we should be doing.
That's right. And infiltrate like a Carter. Oh, no.
Ooh, not infiltrate.
So, yeah, it's just about being conscious and making sure that every day you make a significant effort, even if it's one thing that you tell your partner. I think we should try every day to, build them up, lift
Absolutely.
them up. It's hard. It's hard because we get wrapped up with our day, and our day takes all of our time, our children. But I think that we need to make the conscious effort to
And what's so funny is that the question in the beginning is, can men and women be friends? But it's important that you are friends with your partner.
Right.
But if they don't have any significant others, right? If they're married, you have to make that decision of, I don't want to be a best friend of a man that's married. I don't. I just don't. I wouldn't feel comfortable, because I know that would make the wife feel uncomfortable.
I mean, I have a friend that he's gone into a relationship with women, and I fall back. Like, I don't fall back where I'm not his friend anymore, but I fall back so that she doesn't feel uncomfortable. I need her to know that this relationship between us is platonic. We are actually friends. So as a woman, I would give another woman that courtesy, but everybody doesn't think like that. You know what I mean?
No, and that's what the problem is.
I love what you just said. I'm sorry, Gigi.
No, go ahead, speak up.
I love what you just said. This is my point from when I started, how women are so catty, how girls were so catty. In today's world, we have to remember that we are also women.
Right.
What we do to someone else can one day be done to us. We shouldn't do to other women what we don't want done to us.
Right.
I mean, if your main concern is to make sure that his wife is not feeling uncomfortable, that should be every other woman's mentality, their thought process. Once he's married, not that he's off limits, because we were never in a romantic relationship, but I know I need to fall back because I have to give his wife respect.
Exactly.
Like you ladies just said, not all women think that way. And that's Go ahead.
No, that's it.
Yeah, your relationship can't stay if you guys were like doing I mean, I have a friend who got a couple of male friends. I mean, who we do everything together. Like, I spend time with their families. We go shopping together. We do this together. We do that together. Like, if a woman came along, she'll be like,
"Oh no, girl."
Yeah, like, you just have to know common courtesy and what you would expect somebody else to do for you. I'll just fall back. Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, I think we all said some good things. I like this topic. I always like to talk about and see what other people think on this.
It's a good topic. All right, ladies. So,
is that it for our episode this week?
It seems that way, right?
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
This was a good one.
Yeah,
it was hot. All right. And that's it on Two Puerto Ricans and a Black Girl.
You know we've been keeping the beat lately, right?